Welcome back to the Cardinal Report. This week's correspondent is track and field pentathlete Missy Savino, who will take us inside the Cardinal Corner.
Hi, my name's Missy Savino, and I'm a sophomore here on the track team this year. I'm actually born and raised in Naperville, and I am a national qualifier in the pentathlon this year. So we're going to head over and we're going to meet some of the other track girls. This would have to be one of my favorite people at North Central thus far, my roommate, Sheila Walsh. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
What are the events you typically do?
Usually I do the 400 and the 800, and sometimes they throw in the 200. Those are the best.
What's your favorite?
I'd have to say the 400 is my favorite.
Why?
Because you get to go as fast as you can, and you run till you have nothing left.
Well, thank you very much for talking, Sheila, and I will obviously see you in the room a little bit later. All right, now we are here with Rachel Seacrest, who is currently a junior on the track team. What was the reason again that you were out in the fall? You want to tell everyone?
I broke my scaphoid bone, and I have a scar right here down my wrist. So I had to have reconstructive surgery.
And how did you do this?
In a car accident.
Great. Wonderful. Well, pole vault, what have you jumped so far?
12.7.5.
And what are you shooting for at nationals?
13 feet or higher.
Do you know where you're ranked right now?
First.
Of course. See, we have our number one pole vaulter right here. We do at North Central. So who's on the 4x4 for this weekend?
It's Sheila Walsh, followed by Sam Bunsen, who's not here, but she's fabulous. Me, and then Kayla, who's a freshman, and she's very aggressive.
What time are you aiming for?
We want to be under 4 minutes, so it's definitely doable.
That'll be a fast relay. And your 400 time right now, what is it currently for national?
58.11. I'm 14th right now, so yeah, I need to get up there. So I'm gonna go for 57's area.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Well, thanks for talking, Lauren.
No problem.
And now we are here with Bree Tolliver, who is actually a freshman new to our team. And why don't you tell everyone where you're from?
I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas. Why did you come here?
I came here through track, actually, and I just knew I just wanted to leave Las Vegas. I actually came here without actually seeing the campus first. I was working throughout the summer. It's a long story, but long story short, I'm glad I came here. It's a great experience.
Bree, why don't you tell everyone what you contribute to the track team? So what do you do?
I am a triple jumper, and I plan on dabbling a little bit in more events as time progresses. But I like to see myself as a spirit leader. I'm very enthusiastic for the team, and I love to cheer for everybody, and I love the team.
And Bree actually came up with our team cheer. She did. She came up. Do you want to show them what it is?
You ready?
Give it to me 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Break it down. Who are we? NC! Well, I hope you enjoyed meeting some of my great teammates, and hopefully you'll be able to stop by and see a track meet once outdoor starts, because we're still finishing up indoor, and maybe you'll even be able to see Michelle Cristioni or myself high jump.
We welcome on North Central College Sports Information Director Clark Teuscher for a brief timeout. Clark, let's start off with men's wrestling. This weekend, big meets, the NC2A Division III National Championships. A third seed in the 165-pound weight class is Ben Ewell, senior.
Yeah, it's a wide open field in the 165-pound class. He's wrestled both of the individuals seated ahead of him on a couple of occasions this season. He's won one and lost one in both cases. So it really is open. Anybody in the top 4 or 5 seeds could legitimately win the national championship.
And then a number 4 seed is his brother Gabe. Gabe's the junior, 185-pound weight class.
Yeah, Gabe he finished 4th last year. That's a pretty stacked weight class at 184. I believe the top seed in that weight class is undefeated, and I think the returning national champion is seeded 5th. So he's also in Gabe's side of the bracket, so he's going to have a battle just to make it to the championship match.
Has there been a lot of excitement generated at North Central College given these two brothers going back for a national championship?
Well, there's definitely been a lot more notoriety for the wrestling program as a whole, largely due to the efforts of those two. So I think there's a little of that carryover. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of interest in finding out how those two are going to do this weekend. So I think they've done a lot to elevate the profile of the wrestling program.
Along with Coach Kevin Bratlin.
Absolutely.
Now, the women's basketball team, they finished off the season 76-58 loss to the #1 ranked Illinois Wesleyan. They hosted the tournament at the Shirk Center.
Well, they cleared one hurdle in the fact that they actually got to the postseason. That's something that program hadn't been able to do in the last few years. Unfortunately, they had to go play the #1 team in the country on their home court. And Illinois Wesleyan's a team that doesn't need a whole lot of time to get a run put together. So when you consider that the last time they went down there a couple of weeks before, they got blown out by about 40 points. To play the way they did, it certainly shows that they were able to make some adjustments and move forward. I think Coach Hunter is looking forward to having a full recruiting cycle to bring some new players, and she really wasn't able to do that prior to this season.
Yeah. Illinois Wesleyan, they won their second straight CCIW tournament. North Central College, they lose a great player in Brand Para. She's a senior for them. But they're returning some good sophomores in Jackie Arico and Megan McGuire, as we've talked about earlier in other shows. Are they pretty excited about maybe the future and maybe being able to overtake Illinois Wesleyan in the next 2 years?
Well, they certainly are. One of the benefits to having to play so many young players in key positions is that you get them back and they know a lot more, and they're a lot more ready to play than they were coming into the previous season. Jackie and Megan in particular both had a chance to step up and be primary scoring options for that team, so they're going to come in looking to do that from the get-go next year.
And you had mentioned earlier, Kendra did not have a chance to recruit last year. How has this year's recruiting been in her first season?
They've been really working hard. They've been getting out to a lot of the local areas. They're trying to establish some pipelines here in the Naperville area. Not really. We're not in a position to publicize anything as far as who they've been able to get committing, just because of the way the rules are. But it's pretty safe to say that the hard work that they've put together really is going to pay off for them.
Now over to men's and women's track and field. The men's team, they won the CCIW indoor tournament. The women's team took second behind Illinois Wesleyan.
Yeah, Illinois Wesleyan's women's track team is also ranked #1 in the country. They're the defending national champions. So that's going to be a bit of a mountain to climb to top them off knock them off the top of the list there. The men's team, they've won all 9 CCIW indoor championships that have been contested going back to 1998. So that's kind of the tradition for them. They had a couple of meet records that they broke in the distance events. Sets them up with a great springboard into the indoor national championships as well as the outdoor season.
Now, going back to the women's, we were talking about a pentathlete, Mrs. Zavino. She was our correspondent earlier. The pentathlon, this is the first year for the event?
Yeah, it's a new indoor event. For the last several years, the decathlon and heptathlon have been outdoor championships events for the men and women. And they wanted to come up with some sort of a parallel for the indoor season for those multi-event athletes, while it's still fitting into the 2-day format of the national championships for indoors. So the pentathlon is kind of the medium that they arrived at, and this is the first year for it. And Missy on the women's side and Matt Borchard on the men's side both did very well at the first indoor conference championships for that event.
In another event, I know we've talked about this in the past, but the pole vault, it's like a guaranteed 10 points. Rachel Seacrest, she won for the women, and Jake Winder won it for the men. Yeah,
Rachel improved her automatic mark for the Nationals. It was her best vault of the season. Jake actually had a pretty hectic weekend. He only had to vault once to win the conference, and then he bolted out of there to catch a plane for Boston for the USATF Indoor Nationals. They couldn't get a flight into Boston. They had to fly into Providence, drive to Boston, and then compete the next afternoon. So he was on a bit of short rest at the USATF meet. So I'm sure he's going to be interested in trying to get back to that meet in the future and maybe giving himself a little more rest to get in.
Just real quick, are there any other scheduled meets at the USTF for Jake Winder?
No, he's probably done with that until maybe after the outdoor season.
All right, Clark, well, thanks for all your help. Tune in next week as we break down Ben and Gabe Ewell's wrestling performance at the NC2A Division III National Championships. NCTV 17 is always keeping you connected with your area sports scene. I'm Jeff Mahoney. See you next time on your community television leader, Channel 17. Go Cardinals.